Welcome back to the new Arrowhead. 58 degrees, warming up a little bit, but this is a nice fall day. A little bit of breeze, the clouds and sun intermittent, but it is a great day for football. What a scene here in Kansas City. And special teams will be a big factor. The man on the right is Steve Hoffman, the Chiefs special teams coordinator. On the left, man who coached here for many years, Kurt Schottenheimer, is now the special teams coordinator for the 49ers. Told us last night his young players have to make big plays against the speed of the Chiefs.
Well, that's the thing with the Chiefs special teams, and you start talking McCluster and Javier Arenas, and they are electric in the open field. But one thing Kansas City really does well, it's not all about the return game. They are the best kick coverage team in all of pro football.
There is Jamal Charles, who had the big breakout season last season, ended the season with a 259-yard rushing game against Denver. Chris Myers has got the feel down on the sideline. What are you feeling, Chris?
Feeling excitement, fall-like, and the sun coming out here, Sam. Matt Cassel, for a 2-0 quarterback, seems to get little respect. Even Wes Welker, his former teammate in New England, called him and said, "I'm not going to play you in fantasy football," teasing him about the numbers that he hasn't put up. Functioning in the offense, I did speak to Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator who is calling the plays this year for Todd Haley in Kansas City in pregame warmups, and he said, "Hey, we're doing fine. I just want to make sure we get our passing game going so people get off match back. But as long as we're winning, we're okay with that." Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, Chris. And what Charlie Weiss also said is that the key point for Matt Cassel is to manage the team and let the team know that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we may need to see him let it go today, though, because San Francisco is salty on defense, especially in that front seven. And if they can't run it, Matt's going to have to let it go and make some big plays in the air.
49ers to kick off. Joe Nedney with the left foot, and we're underway in Kansas City. Javier Arenas on the return. Slips one man, and the 49ers take him down at the 27-yard line. Matt Cassel, who had a big year at New England, came over here to Kansas City. This is his second season. Dwayne Bowe is the leading wide receiver. Thomas Jones will start at running back, but we'll see a lot of Jamal Charles. Offensive line has got a couple of important veterans. Casey Wigman is the center. Barry Richardson starting at right tackle for the injured Ryan O'Callahan. Jamal Charles opens up in the backfield, and not Thomas Jones. Tony Moeaki, the tight end, shifted to the right side. Cassel puts it up on first down and completes it to Dwayne Bowe, who's taken out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A first down. 38 consecutive games with a catch for Dwayne Bowe. 49ers 3-4 defense. The tough man inside, Abrea Franklin. He bottles things up. Justin Smith looking to hit the quarterback. Good linebackers. Takeo Spikes nicked up last week, but good to go today. 16-yard pickup on that first play for Kansas City. On the carry, it's Thomas Jones, who gets up to the 48-yard line. He picks up 5 on first down.
Listen, if they're going to run the ball on the inside, Casey Wigman's going to have a heck of a day against Abrea Franklin right there. Watch this block on Abrea. He's going to get to his edge and basically just corral him and throw him to the ground. That will be a big matchup that we'll watch all day. And if Casey Wigman, and you saw it there, can't get his hands and get Abrea Franklin out of there, those inside run creases will not open up. He did a great job there.
In motion and shifting is Tim Castile, the fullback. Thomas Jones ran straight ahead right into Justin Smith. And the 49ers, as you said right at the top, Tim, they pride themselves on playing the run very well.
Oh, they are nasty now. This group's been together 4 years, and they will blitz the run, and you see a good example of it here. Watch 38, Deshaun Goldson. He's just going to come off the edge, and when there's nowhere in here to run, he'll just clean it up. You see that? The defensive line, the 3 down guys build a wall, and then the blitzer comes in and helps Justin Smith finish it off. Speed in the lineup. Dexter McCluster is in the slot. Jamal Charles in the backfield on 3rd and 4. Blitz coming. Cassel gets rid of it too high for Chris Chambers. Cassel took a hit on the blitz.
But the Chiefs are stopped and will be forced to punt.
Yeah, and Goldson came again, and what the Niners did there, and we'll see it all day long, is they'll have tight coverage out on the receivers. And they know that Matt Cassel will either hold the ball or get rid of it with pressure right in his face. That time he had to get rid of it before Goldson hit him.
Number 10 is Kyle Williams making his NFL debut. 6th-round draft pick out of Arizona State. Was a great punt returner at ASU. Dustin Colquitt's high punt is caught, fair caught by Kyle Williams. And the 49ers will start from their own 13 after a 39-yard punt.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
San Francisco 49ers and head coach Mike Singletary know they've got to start to learn how to win on the road. They were 2-6 on the road last season in an 8-8 season. 0-1 this season. Opening day they lost in Seattle. And as Mike said earlier in the week, they have to stop beating themselves. Frank Gore and Moran Norris in the backfield with Alex Smith, the quarterback. Here's Gore, squirming his way through for a nice gain of 5 up to the 18-yard line. Let's check out the 49ers on offense. Alex Smith, the quarterback. Frank Gore, the key running back. Michael Crabtree is the key wide receiver. Vernon Davis, and we'll see a lot of Delaney Walker as tight ends. The rookies, Anthony Davis and Mike Dupati, a better second game after the opening day jitters in Seattle. Straight ahead, Gore, and he's stopped by Javon Belcher. The inside linebacker for the Chiefs. Chiefs play at 3-4. Ron Edwards is the nose tackle. Sean Smith starting for Tyson Jackson, who's out for the 2nd straight game. The linebackers, Derek Johnson, inside Tom Bahali, the pass rusher, and Mike Vrabel, the veteran clutch guy. In the secondary, Eric Berry. Kendrick Lewis is starting at safety for John McGraw, who practiced all week. Here's 3rd and 4. Short drop. Smith finds a man. It's Vernon Davis. He's got a first down up close to the 30-yard line. Good job by Smith taking his time and finding Vernon Davis coming across.
Yeah, Vernon was his second read. He looked to his left, saw Crabtree on a little slant and go route, it looked like, and then Vernon Davis, and that will be a mismatch all day. Came from across the other side of the field and just ran a short crossing route. And McGraw couldn't run with him. And you look at 3rd down this season and how that has been brutal. Look at the 3rd 4-7 and the 3rd and 8 plus. Wow. Got to stay out of those situations today, Sam.
Well, they picked up the first down at the 29. Frank Gore trying to find an opening. Not much there. Got a couple of yards. Sean Smith took him down. Sean Smith, 6th year out of South Carolina.
And this is where they're better. There's Sean there, and watch him take on the rookie, Anthony Davis. Get rid of him and make the tackle. He's just going to lock him out, disengage, make the tackle on Frank Gore. That's where this defense, I think, has really improved. With Romeo Cornell, and there's Romeo as the defensive coordinator. He has simplified things. Not a lot of gray area, and that D-line, that front 7 has showed up.
Nate Byam, a rookie tight end, is in as a 2nd tight end. Smith with time, throwing into a crowd, and it's deflected and falls incomplete. Tipped balls were a problem against New Orleans for Alex Smith. That time he threw into traffic.
Yeah, Kendrick Lewis had a chance to get it now. He came up, made a nice break on the ball. The ball is a little high. You can see it right there. So Kendrick Lewis was going for it. We saw 2 of the interceptions last week on tipped balls.
Chiefs now have 6 defensive backs in, and 3 of them are rookies.
Listen to this crowd rip.
3rd and 8. Blitz coming. Smith gets rid of it and completes it to Dominic Ziegler, but it's short of a first down. He hit the hot man. Brandon Flowers wrapped up Dominic Ziegler short of the first down.
Yeah, that's the key right there, because that's what Alex wanted. It was a hot. They blitzed from that side, so the throwing lane was open. Flowers right in position, tight position, to make that tackle before Ziegler could get the first down.
And the deep man is the outstanding rookie punt returner, Javier Arenas. And the fans already excited. Arenas, who was a great return man at Alabama, 7 career punt returns for touchdowns. And the punt by Andy Lee. Arenas makes one-man miss, and he is brought down. That time, the 49ers outstanding coverage on the play.
He's still not down.
49-yard punt, just a 4-yard return as the 49ers and Chiefs have exchanged punts.
Today's game is sponsored by Budweiser. Grab some buds and be a part of the Budweiser National Happy Hour on September 29th.
Back at the new Arrowhead in Kansas City. Jamal Charles is on the sideline, and Thomas Jones, who has had 5 consecutive 1,000-yard rushing seasons, is in the backfield. Split out wide is Dexter McCluster. Jones, the play fake. Cassel finds his man, the tight end, Tony Moeaki. And he is down at the 31-yard line. Moeaki has become a favorite target for Matt Cassel early in the season.
Well, they had it on 2 levels. They had Leonard Pope short, and they had Moeaki deep. And I don't know what Michael Lewis was doing, but Manny Lawson had Pope covered in the shallow on the out route, and then Moeaki was all by himself. And there's the rookie right there, the 3rd-round pick, and Michael Lewis either busted coverage or because he was nowhere even in the picture. 9th reception of the season for Tony Moeaki. Here's Thomas Jones. Ran into Patrick Willis and Takeo Spikes, but a pickup of 4 on the play. Thomas Jones had the best year of his career last year with the New York Jets, but the Jets decided to go with Sean Green. They let Thomas Jones go. He comes here to Kansas City. He feels it's a good fit, and they want to keep him fresh and alternate him with Jamal Charles. He has been what we call a bell cow in pro football, a workhorse, and look what he's done. 308 carries is what he's averaged every season since 05, 1,276 yards, and the huge number, 1.8 fumbles for those 300-plus carries.
Charles behind Tim Castillo. Cuts it back, and he's got a first down. Nice run by Jamal Charles. In his 3rd year out of Texas, he blossomed last year, and he is explosive on any play. He could hit the home run.
And this is where they need to go, to the perimeter against the 49ers. You can see right there, Manny Lawson in good shape, but the ability to cut it up quick and get about 5 or 6 extra yards or more is obvious when you look at the explosion there for Jamal Charles. There wasn't a back in the league, Sam, last 8 games that was better than him.
McCluster in motion. Off the play fake. Cassel looking downfield. Throwing outside, but that's incomplete. A diving attempt by Chris Chambers, but out of bounds. Let's check out what the Saints are doing. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Saints hosting the Falcons, of course. Reggie Bush out with that broken leg, so Lance Moore, the new punt returner, and this is a good start for Moore. First punt of the game, he takes it 72 yards to the 6-yard line. Saints would score on a Jeremy Shockey 2-yard touchdown, and they lead Atlanta 7-0 midway through the first. Sam, Tim, and Chris.
Big NFC South matchup. Thanks, Kurt.
I love this look. They got their speed on the field, Sam.
And they draw play to Thomas Jones, and he weaves his way up to midfield. Pickup of 7 on the play. They had Thomas Jones in the backfield. They had Jamal Charles split out into the slot.
And they had McCluster on the other side, and McCluster was over here. Jamal Charles was there. These guys are going to get outflanked, and then Thomas Jones right up the gut. Spread them out and run inside. You can see right there they got 6 blockers on 4 defenders. He gets to the line of scrimmage. Thomas Jones completely untouched.
Now the only back is Tim Castillo. So go with 2 tight ends. Everybody out. Cassel gets hit. Wobbly pass is overthrown. Intended for Tony Moeaki. Moeaki was covered by Michael Lewis, the safety. And Cassel taking the hit on 3rd down.
Yeah, and the 49ers only have 3 sacks on the year. They had 44 last year. They want to get that part of it cranked up. We've already seen Matt Cassel with the bootlegs. They're worried about that pass rush. They've been getting him out on the edge to alleviate some of that pressure. Straight drop back there, and he got rocked.
Ted Ginn Jr. is out injured. Kyle Williams making his NFL NFL debut is back deep in his own 10. And Dustin Colquitt with another good high punt. And Williams fair catch at the 10-yard line. Tough to return those punts by Colquitt. Matt Cassel feeling some heat and getting hit on the pass attempt. No score in the game.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the new 2011 Lexus IS, wheeled precision. By Panasonic, see what amazing looks like on the Panasonic Viera Full HD 3D TV. And by Sprint, the Now Network.
Final week of the regular baseball season, and Saturday baseball comes your way. Phillies first place in the NFL, in the National League East. The Braves are after a wild card spot. Will also follow any games with playoff implications. Saturday baseball on Fox, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. Frank Gore splits out on the empty backfield. A pass to Vernon Davis by Alex Smith. Picks up 5 on first down.
That time they had a bracket coverage, both linebackers on Vernon Davis. You'll see Vrabel to the outside, Javon Belcher to the inside. There's Vrabel. Vernon's going to come out here, and you'll see the bracket coverage on him. So that's what it tells me. See, Vrabel will fall back inside, 2-on-1. 49ers, that is going to be clogged up all day with those tight ends. They need to get it to Crabtree into the wideouts on the perimeter.
2 tight ends in. Nate Byam is in. Frank Gore straight ahead. Gets about a yard before he's shoved back hard. Good work inside by the Chiefs defense. Eric Berry, the first-round draft pick, with the stop.
And look at he is already on his way up in there. Shiloh Rishal is starting at right guard today. He was out last week with a neck stinger. He's on Berry there, and there's not even room Eric Berry out of there, the first-round pick. I got to tell you, this offensive line was really, really good last week. And they had Adam Snyder in there playing right guard.
3 wide receivers in for the 49ers, 6 defensive backs for Kansas City. On 3rd and 3, Smith swings it out to Gore, and he gets outside for a first down with plenty of room. Excellent play call, and Frank Gore wide open, able to take it up to the 48-yard line, a 32-yard pickup on a 3rd down play.
Well, classic West Coast. Everybody goes left, and then Alex is going to look right out to the right on the swing route to Frank Gore, and Derek Johnson can't get there. And that's really a clever play design by Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator, and sending everybody one way. And you know there's a lot of weapons with Vernon and Crabtree and all those guys. They forgot about Frank Gore out on the swing route for the big game.
Officially a 31-yard gain. 2 tight ends in for the 49ers. Gore cutting it back, and he's brought down by Sean Smith. No gain on the play. Tony Gonzalez was the big hero here. He's a hero in Atlanta now. Let's go to Kurt Menefee.
And he gets a hero's welcome into the end zone, if we will, as the Falcons respond to the Saints' early score. 13-yard touchdown by Gonzalez from Matt Ryan, and the Falcons and Saints all even at 7 in the first quarter. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. Fans here in Kansas City hoping Tony Moeaki would become a weapon just the same way Tony Gonzalez was.
That's a tall order right there, baby.
2nd and 10, Byam motions. Smith trying to get away from the rush. Nobody open, and he throws it into the ground. He was out of the pocket, so there's no intentional grounding. Todd Haley was complaining about a hold by the 49ers offensive line. There's the 2nd-year head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And I'll say this about the Chiefs, and as good as they were on offense last year in the last 8 games, and they went a lot of no-huddle and up-tempoed, and Jamal Charles was great, this offense to me has regressed because it's all changed with Charlie Weiss, and I think it's short-term pain, Sam, for long-term gain.
Here's 3rd and 9 for the 49ers. Smith steps up, runs for it, and he's got a first down. Alex Smith, who showed he could run very well in the comeback against New Orleans Monday night, runs for a first down, but now they bring it back on a flag. A holding call.
Number 62, a 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Shiloh Rachel, who had a stinger last week, back in the lineup. And And that's the call that negates a good run by Alex Smith.
Yeah, here's Shiloh right here, and he's on Wallace Gilberry. I love what Alex did, though. You could see he just, obviously some material restriction, took him to the ground. If you see man coverage, and I suspect we will, with Derek Johnson acting as a spy guy, Alex has got to continue to threaten that defense with his legs.
Ryan Westbrook is in, but he splits all the way out to the left side. Gore in the backfield. Everybody out. Pass intended for Westbrook too high. Looked like Alex Smith rushed that a little bit.
Well, there was red jerseys all over the place to Westbrook, who was split out. And we saw that last week with Alex, and he was very, very accurate, 75% last week against New Orleans, but it was the short routes that went high and went off the hands, and we've already seen one today that, you know, tipped balls and overthrows a lot of times end up being interceptions.
Second punt of the game for Andy Lee. Javier Arenas is back deep. Lee with a booming kick. Arenas with some room, and he's brought down on a brilliant tackle. That looks like Goldson, and he may have shaken himself up with that hit. Deshaun Goldson down in a hurry with a great tackle on Arenas, but he hit his head against the knee, shook him up.
49er defense on the field here in Kansas City, and so is veteran Takeo Spikes. He started despite a knee injury that bothered him all week. He had a slight limp. We're favoring that knee in practice. Rookie Navarro Bowman is the backup, but they want to count Sam and Tim on the experience of Takeo if he can handle the pain.
Thanks, you're right about that, Chris. Jamal Charles in the backfield. On the delay, Charles with a blocker. Works his way up across the 30. He's got across the 25. And a first down up at the 27-yard line. A pickup of 12 for Jamal Charles.
And I think we'll see a lot of touches for him in this game. I talked about it in the pregame. Only 11 carries last week. And Todd Haley said it. Look, the guy that gives us the better matchup is probably the guy who we're going to go with. And I think when you look at the 49ers and what they are on defense, it's going to be with all those sprint draws and the edge running plays out on the perimeter would certainly suit the skill sets of Jamal Charles.
The cluster is in the slot. Ray McDonald in the defensive end for the 49ers. Again the delay. Here goes Jamal Charles. Watch out. A good tackle by Goldson. Brought him down at midfield.
They're going to get Casey Wigman on a hold on a Brea Franklin.
And bring it back. 23-yard gain wiped out.
The offense, number 62, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So each team has had a run wiped out.
There's Wigman, there's a Brea Franklin. They've got to get him blocked in any type of a run game. Look at the veteran technique. Swat the hands down, but he's got his hands outside and basically just tackles him. If Casey Wigman just recenters his hands back inside, that would have been okay. I love the fact, though, that Charlie Weiss repeated the play. Had the big one before and then came right back to the same exact play.
Thomas Jones is in now in the backfield with Matt Cassel. The ball back at the 17, a first down. Cassel gets time, nobody open, throws it into the ground at the feet of Thomas Jones. Good coverage by the 49ers.
Interesting watching Matt through the first 2 weeks, and I think you go back to last year and what he was able to achieve in the second half of the season. Obviously a rough start, weather conditions against San Diego, but what I saw in the second half against Cleveland was a guy who's getting it figured out. He looked pretty good in the back end of that game against the Browns last week.
Ahmad Brooks is in for San Francisco, the pass rush. They also have Navarro Bowman replacing Takeo Spikes. Cassel steps up, takes a hit, throws too high. Intended for Chris Chambers. He's had Chambers a couple of times, been a little high with that pressure getting on him. He let it go just a little high.
You let it, when it gets high like that, you're letting it go early, and you're letting it go early because Justin Smith is playing the line of scrimmage, and then as Cassel steps up, Justin Smith gets right in his face. Cassel knows he's going to take the shot. He's got to let the ball go early, and it sails on him. That guy right there, the Cowboy, Justin Smith, 142 straight starts. Sam, on Sundays, biggest streak in the NFL for D-linemen.
Chiefs have to get to the 37 for a first down. Handed to Jamal Charles. Still going, and he's got a first down. How about that? Just a simple handoff to Jamal Charles, and he turns it into a first down.
Why wouldn't you keep running until they stop it? They're going to get caught going inside here out on the right edge. You see Ahmad Brooks inside. Ray McDonald can never get out to the edge. Now you got an offensive lineman, Brandon Albert, on Michael Lewis. Mismatch. And Jamal Charles keeping those legs pumping. Gets extra yards for the big first down.
Picked up 23 on the play. Had a look at Mo Carthon along the sideline. Works with the running backs, the assistant head coach. Jones looking for a spot. Takes it outside and slips down to the 44-yard line. Nate Clements was there. Boy, this is quite a tandem, Charles and Jones. It gives you some power with Thomas Jones. It gives you the great breakaway speed with Jamal Charles.
And he gets a good block from Wayaki here. Number 81, here he is. Watch him get out and seal the edge. He's going to end up on Manny Lawson. He's going to stay with him, stay with him, stay with him. And as Manny tries to disengage, Wayaki just keeps going and drives him about 5 yards off the football.
A cluster in the slot to the left. Off the play fake, rush is on, and he got rid of it. It's caught by Thomas Jones. Travis LeBoy with a big pass rush for the 49ers, and a good play by Cassel to get rid of it to Thomas Jones. Jones takes it up to the 46-yard line.
You like this, the play selection in terms of the balance. And this team through the first 2 weeks is number 5 in the NFL in running the ball. They've only thrown for 117 yards per game. I love the fact they're getting Jamal Charles and Dexter McCluster on the field together. It's putting pressure on that San Francisco defense.
And they're out there right now. McCluster shifts into the slot on third down. Cassel steps up, going to try and run for it. He dives, but he's short. Good tackle by Deshaun Goldson. As Cassel is down just short of midfield. We've come to the end of the first quarter. Good interconference battle. No score. Welcome back to the new Arrowhead in Kansas City. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. This field has been refurbished.
Whoa!
Look at this.
Offense right back out on the field. 49ers call it timeout.
Yes, they do. So first it looked like they were lining up to punt. The punt team came off. On came the regular offense to perhaps go for it. And a quick timeout for San Francisco. Now we'll see what Todd Haley does. Welcome back. The Kansas City Chiefs did it again, but they couldn't because there was timeout on the field. A TV timeout. Referee had to hold them back. That's why you hear the fan reaction as the Chiefs sprinted on their regular offense again.
Really clever by Todd Haley, and they do look like they're going to go for it here, but he forced San Francisco to take a timeout by running the offense out there for the punt team. Problem with San Francisco, they should have had their punt safe, their defense on the field at that time.
No quarterback out there. The direct snap to Jones, hands to McCluster, and he's got a first down. Wow. So a lot of movement on the part of both teams. On came the punt team, off came the punt team. Finally, they went with a wildcat.
Love the gamesmanship. Brandon Albert over here, tackle over. Watch what he does to Isaac Sapuaga. He gets a great block, gets a little help there from Richardson. Able to wall him out there about 5 yards. And they end up getting the first down.
At the San Francisco 46. Again, the wildcat. Jones holds on to it off the play fake, and he takes it down to the 43-yard line. I think the Chiefs call it their Bravo formation.
Well, whatever they call it, there's not a quarterback on the field. And so to me, if I'm Mike Singletary or Greg Minuski on defense, I'm not worried about the pass play. I just load up that box and throw an extra couple guys into the box to defend the run. Match the number of guys that they have in terms of blockers and runners, and they should be fine.
Jamal Charles is on and running back. McCluster is in the slot, and Van Cassel is back in on 2nd and 7. He has time. Throwing short, and It's caught by Chambers, and he holds on to it. Down at the 36-yard line, they'll spot it at the 37, a yard short of the first down. Shawntae Spencer with the tackle. Thus far, Matt Cassel's passes all been short. He's 4 for 9 in the game.
They got to go deep. I mean, watching him the first 2 weeks, and I know that they want him to manage the team and manage the game, but eventually you're going to have to toss the ball deep. I say at least 3 times a half to loosen up that defense, Sam, to open up the underneath game.
John Asamoah, guard, is eligible as another tight end. Straight ahead is Thomas Jones, and he's got a first down at the 34. Vikings are looking for their first win against the Lions. Let's check it out with Kurt Menefee.
Well, Brett Favre certainly not helping the cause here against Detroit. Throws the interception to the defensive tackle, Corey Williams. Favre, 5 picks already this year. He had 7 all of last year. Detroit would eventually score on a Tony Scheffler touchdown and lead it 7-0. Sam and Tim?
Thanks, Kurt. Lions are going to be tough. We saw them last week against the Eagles.
How about Job and Best last week?
Whoa. Play by their defense right here. 12th play of the drive for the Chiefs. Play fake by Cassel. Wants to go deep. Goes to the sideline, and it's broken up.
No, that's picked.
And it's caught. It was broken up and caught. That's a brilliant catch by Shawntae Spencer. It looked like I thought he just knocked it away, but he stayed with it and caught it.
That's exactly what happened, Sam. He did knock it away. He's going to come off. Now watch his break. As he sees the break by the receiver, he bursts to the football. And you're right. I mean, broke it up, but then the concentration going to the ground and staying with it. Great pick.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By Ford. Drive One. And by Nike.
Watch the timing in the passing game just a little bit off, and it's all about being synced up. You'll see Dwayne Bowe there. As he makes his break, the ball comes out as he's making his break, a millisecond off. Matt Cassel needs to get rid of that just a little bit earlier and would increase certainly his chances of it at least not being intercepted.
49ers' second takeaway of the season. The first was on the first play of the season in Seattle. Here's Vernon Davis spinning away from one defender and getting up to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play. Javon Belcher on the tackle.
And I think talking to Greg Minuski, who by the way was a great chief when he was here, the defensive coordinator, there he is of the 49ers. That guy is a stud. Fun to talk to, but he said it. He said, look, our defense, we got to force turnovers. We got to knock the ball out. They had 1 turnover coming into this game. It was on the first play of week 1 at Seattle. Now they've got 2.
In motion, Davis. Frank Gore bounces off the pile and gets no gain on the play. Maybe a loss. Back to the 30-yard line. Great job in the middle, led by Javon Belcher.
Yeah, watch Javon Belcher, who they found out of nowhere coming out of Maine. You watch him at backer and watch the fill on the fullback, Moran Norris. Look at this. Bang! He pushes him. Look at the low leverage. Low man wins in this game every time. A guy from Maine who was a college free agent just rocks under the pads of Moran Norris, knocks him into Frank Gore. Nowhere to go.
Gore, 6 carries, 9 yards. 3 wide receivers in. 3rd and 4. Alex Smith looks, and that pass is tipped and intercepted. Intercepted by Brandon Flowers. It popped in the air. He was lying on the ground, and he watched it all the way in.
Well, another overthrow or tip. Again, watch Flowers on Crabtree. Oh, Crabtree slipped. Alex was throwing it to a landmark. Crabtree slipped coming out of that pivot route break, threw it way inside. And Brandon Flowers just jumped it, tipped it up in the air. And again, just like Spencer, kept his concentration on the ball, showed those ball skills, and came up with a huge interception down near the red area.
Flowers had a big interception for a touchdown last week. Here are the Chiefs from the 31. The play fake. Cassel looked deep. Goes short to McCluster. Spins away. Heading for the end zone. Touchdown. elusiveness of Dexter McCluster. Makes the grab and takes it in 31 yards. Chiefs have the lead.
Well, and that's the mismatch. I mean, at that time McCluster lined up in the backfield. By the way, over 300 carries in Mississippi and a bunch of catches. The guy can do everything. Leaked him out to the flat. Mismatch on Travis LeBoy, who missed the tackle. And you're not going to catch McCluster once he gets up to full speed.
His second NFL touchdown. This is rookie season, his first as a receiver.
You see Travis LeBoy's playing the flat. Now he makes his break. No way. And then McCluster in the open field. He's going to lay out one of those Supermans into the end zone.
49ers hurt themselves again. They throw an interception. It's turned into a touchdown by Dexter McCluster. Tackle missed by the man sitting down there, number 54, Travis LeBoy.
And look at LeBoy his forte is rushing the passer, not dropping into coverage and trying to tackle a water bug like that in space.
Ryan Suckup to kickoff. Back deep is Kyle Williams in his first NFL game. Was injured August 15th. Onside kick, and the Chiefs.
There's a penalty.
There's a flag down, and the Chiefs recovered it. But let's check out the flag here.
I think they're going to get an offsides. It looked like. Oh, they're giving it to him. What happened?
The Chiefs recovered the onside kick. Now the question is what the penalty is.
You love the fact how aggressive Todd Haley is in playing this game and the gamesmanship he has already displayed here in a little over a quarter of football.
Offside. Kicking team, number 29. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay the kick.
That's Eric Berry, the first round draft pick. Oh,
replay the kick.
Yeah, because they recovered their own. They recovered the onside kick, the Chiefs.
But they had an offside penalty.
Yeah, it's not. Well, they can't retain possession of the ball.
Good point.
So the ball back to the 25-yard line. One thing that the 49ers coaches talked about was being ready to play early. The Chiefs wanted to jump on the 49ers because it's 10 a.m. body time for them.
Yeah, that was a big concern coming in here today is they would start slow or start fast. I think they've started slow, Sam, it looks like.
Ryan Suckup with the kick. Here's Kyle Williams from the 4. Couple of blockers looking for Lane, and a good tackle on the play by Terrence Copper. Ball at the 22-yard line. Matt Cassel finding Dexter McCluster, and McCluster finds the end zone. Back in Kansas City, where the Chiefs have a 7-0 lead. 49ers fourth possession of the game. Starts from the 22. Two tight ends in, Vernon Davis and Delaney Walker. Walker motions. Off the play fake. Alex Smith wants to throw the screen to Frank Gore. And the Chiefs surround him and take him down after a short pickup up to the 26. Picked up 4 on the play, and Sean Smith made the tackle.
Sean Smith is playing his tail off in there for Tyson Jackson today. Here he is, and the screen, you're going to see it leak out here, but watch the pursuit by the defensive lineman. And you play snap to whistle as a defensive lineman, good things are going to happen in pro football. Bang, run into the ball, and gets a big shot on Frank Gore. Niners need to attack those rookie safeties and get this ball vertical down the field.
Norris and Gore in the backfield. Everybody out. Smith throws deep for Crabtree, overthrown. Covered by Brandon Carr on the play. Let's check out what's happening in Minnesota. Here comes Kurt Menefee.
Brett Favre bouncing back from that interception we showed you earlier. Percy Harvin's diving catch certainly helped. 24 yards on the score. And the Lions and Vikings all even at 7 apiece early in the second quarter. Sam and Tim.
Thanks so much, Kurt. Nice touchdown pass thrown by Brett Favre to Percy Harvin. 49ers 2 for 5 on third down conversions in the game. Have 3 wide receivers in.
Look for Vernon on a stick route.
Smith gets time and completes it to Crabtree, and he's got a first down. His helmet pops off, but a big third down completion up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he needed that. I think their offense needed that. They got to threaten the perimeter. You'll see Brandon Carr's got inside leverage, playing some man, off and soft in man. Crabtree reads it and then just rolls out, puts the brakes on right in front of the sticks and gets the first down. Only 3 catches coming into this game today. Sam, he's got to get it going, because the more the perimeter opens up and vice versa, the more the middle's going to open up.
Gore and Norris in the backfield. Blitz coming. Pass complete to Crabtree, and he gets away. And he is chased out of bounds by Derek Johnson, but a good pickup down to the Chiefs' 40-yard line. A gain of 22 on the play. Back-to-back completions to Crabtree.
And I think very smart, as you see Brandon Carr out here again, inside leverage. He's going to come on a blitz, which means here comes the safety over the top. Kendrick Lewis, he just overruns it. Crabtree with a nifty little move right inside, driving it down to the 40-yard line.
Kendrick Lewis, a rookie safety out of Mississippi, getting the start today. John McGraw has played. Gore straight ahead. Belcher was able to grab hold and bring him down. Pick up a 5 on the play, down to the 35. Now the 49ers again have something going, as what Mike Singletary pointed out. They've got to find a way to stop beating themselves and protect the football.
Well, remember last week, the Monday night game, they were down in the red area and deep in territory of the Saints and had those 3 very costly turnovers. Ball security and execution going to be huge right now.
2 tight ends, Davis and Bynum. Gore straight ahead, short pickup. Gain of 2 on the play. Chiefs have done a good job against the run of the 49ers. Key plays thus far in the game. Matt Cassel throwing, great interception by Shante Spencer. But then that's turned around with a great interception by Brandon Flowers. And then Matt Cassel hooking up with Dexter McCluster. And the touchdown giving the Chiefs the lead. Here's 3rd and 3. Davis and Walker, 2 tight ends in. Gore back to Alex Smith on the flea flicker, looking downfield, nobody open, and he throws it away. Chiefs had it well covered downfield. He wanted to go to Crabtree, but the Chiefs were all over it.
And they tried to take advantage of those rookie safeties. You saw Eric Berry last week against Cleveland bit hard on a play action. Now look at these safeties now. They're just going to get deep. No chance. Flea flicker. They get on their horse. They get out of there. Crabtree deep down the middle. He was the only receiver that leaked out deep. They had 3 defenders on him. Well played by Kansas City.
Now the 49ers will attempt a field goal. Joe Nedney from 51 yards. Brian Jennings, the long snapper. Andy Lee, the holder. Nedney's kick on the way. And it's got the distance, and it's good. Joe Nedney with his 16th career field goal of 50 yards or more. The coach says, good job getting us on the board.
Here in Kansas City, Tim Ryan talked about Sean Smith and pursuing the ball. He's doing more than that at 330 pounds. The trash talking has continued against rookie offensive lineman Anthony Davis. In fact, he knocked his helmet off earlier in the game after one play, and the official went over and gave him a conduct warning. The trash talking has been a little bit idle, so they're winning the war of words and on the scoreboard. Back upstairs to Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Chris.
And if there's one thing that Smith can do, it's talk some noise for sure.
Dexter McCluster from the 2 on the kickoff return. Trying to get outside. Well covered again as he's hit at the 20-yard line. 17-yard return. Well, National League race coming down to the wire. Teams will head for the postseason, and we have postseason baseball for you on Fox beginning October the 16th with the NLCS National League Championship Series, followed by the World Series on Fox. It all begins October the 16th. Postseason baseball right here. Jamal Charles and Tim Castile in the backfield as the Chiefs start from the 20 with a 7-3 lead. Charles follows the fullback and gets a nice gain on first down, a pickup of 6 on the play. Jamal Charles, 4 carries, 48 yards thus far.
Well, they're taking it right to that San Francisco front seven. San Francisco coming in has not even allowed 3 yards a pop in terms of the run game. Kansas City way over that today. As you see there, he's well over 12 yards a pop right there for Jamal Charles.
Terrence Copper, number 10, and a wide receiver for the Chiefs. 2 tight ends in. The toss is to Charles. And good play coming up quickly from his cornerback position was Nate Clements, and stopped that play before Charles could get any speed going on the cut.
Yeah, and what Nate Clements is there is he's a force-contained player, which means he's going to come over and find his little spot as Moyaki comes in motion, and he knows right now anything that comes outside, I've got to hit it with my inside shoulder, force it back inside, and he was able to dip, force it with his inside shoulder, and make the tackle. Really nice play.
Chiefs are 2 for 5 on third down conversions. This is a 3rd and 5. 6 defensive backs in for San Francisco. Charles comes back, and now Matt Cassel with the play clock winding down calls a timeout. Charles was not in the right position. Matt Cassel called it back into the backfield. Time was winding down, and a timeout used by the Chiefs, who have a 7-3 lead. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Chris Myers here in Kansas City. Chiefs have a 7-3 lead, and thus far have played very well defensively.
Yeah, they've done good defensively in terms of the run defense. I've been just as impressed, though, and probably more impressed, Sam, with what they've done running the football, and then with McCluster and Jamal Charles on the field together. Not so sure the Niners anticipated that, and it has given them problems, that perimeter speed.
On 3rd and 5, everybody out. Cassel being rushed. Throwing from McCluster, makes the grab. A first down at the 40. Cassel hung in there, took a hit from Travis LeBoy, and found McCluster, made a nice catch.
A great catch, and again, out of the backfield, we saw the wheel route on the touchdown. He's going to come out here. Justin Smith drops off, but watch Deshaun Goldson. Goldson is in absolutely perfect coverage, but where Matt puts it, Goldson doesn't see it. And you saw Dexter McCluster go up there and grab it. Great adjustment on the football. He is exciting. That is a rare talent, looking at Dexter McCluster.
McCluster lines up in the backfield. Tim Castile in motion. Fullback. Off the play fake. Screen pass to Castile. With Casey Wigman in front of him, he gets into 49ers territory down to the 46. Cowboys need a win. They're looking for their first. Here's Kurt Menefee with an update.
Well, Miles Austin had his coming out party last year there at Arrowhead, and today he keeps the party going. 17-yard reception down to the 1-yard line. Set up a Marion Barber touchdown, and the Cowboys have a 7-3 lead over Houston on that drive. Tony Romo 7 of 9 in the passing department. Sam and Tim.
Thank you, Kurt. Cowboys looking for their first win of the season, an old-fashioned Texas shootout. Dallas and Houston. Fake the end around. Cassel still has it. Waiting. Nobody open. He rolls and he throws too high, and it is almost intercepted. Trying to get it to Thomas Jones, but threw it a little too far, and Deshaun Goldson nearly intercepted.
Yeah, and it looks like Michael Lewis had an opportunity to make a break on it too, and Goldson just laid out and kept going with it. I'll tell you, when you throw to running backs, and we saw it with Frank Gore last week on the interception, you know, a lot of receivers can go up out of frame and get it. When I say that, it's not right on them. I think with running backs who certainly aren't as used to catching as many footballs, you got to put it on them in stride and give them a better chance to go pluck and catch the football. Again, a high throw, tip throw, had a chance to be intercepted.
McCluster lines up in the backfield with Matt Cassel. Cassel throws the screen to McCluster. Couple of blockers in front of him. Cuts it in. And he's caught from behind by Patrick Willis, but he gets down to the 49ers 23-yard line. 23-yard gain on the play. Boy, McCluster is something anytime he gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah, and they have the 49ers reeling. I want you to watch Terrence Copper right here on Patrick Willis. I mean, he just puts Patrick Willis almost down and then is able to pick up Navarro Bowman. And then you got Waters out in front. They've got the 49ers on their heels reeling. Love what they're doing and getting their speed in space.
3 catches, 69 yards. 1 for a touchdown for Dexter McCluster. Here's Jones behind Castile. Gets inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. 6-yard run on first down. First down, the key down, according to Todd Haley, on both sides of the ball.
Well, I think first down is huge in the National Football League. We always talk about the money down, third down. Well, and we showed the graphic earlier what happens to teams in third and long. The 49ers, 3rd and 7+, they've had one conversion, and I think you could say the same thing for Kansas City. But when they get going on first down, obviously it's going to reduce the down and distance on third down, gives them a much better chance to achieve the conversion.
McCluster splits out now. 8th play of the drive. Thomas Jones in the backfield. Moeaki shifted. Here's Jones behind Moeaki. Gets down close to the 15-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 2. Abrea Franklin made the tackle. The offense being mixed up nicely by Charlie Weiss, who's back in the NFL after his stint as head coach at Notre Dame, and Todd Haley, though the offense wasn't clicking all that well in games 1 and 2, he says Charlie Weiss allows me to be the head coach. He handles the offensive calls. 4 wide receivers in for the Chiefs, who go empty backfield. They motion McCluster, trying to get outside. Great tackle on the play. Ahmad Brooks, who's usually in as a pass rusher, made a terrific tackle on Dexter McCluster.
And he's usually over on the right-hand side of the defense, left side of the offense. That time they had him over on Barry Richardson. Huge play for him because McCluster may have been off to the races around the corner.
Down to the 2-minute warning with the Chiefs leading. Back at the new Arrowhead, the Chiefs lining up to attempt a 38-yard field goal. Ryan Succop, who is 3 for 3 this season. Season long thus far, 35. The holder is Dustin Colquitt. The long snapper is Thomas Gafford. The Chiefs try to open up the lead to 7 points. And the kick is just inside the upright. No good? No, it's ruled wide. I thought it went over the upright. So Succop left it out to the right, and it stayed to the right. Wow.
You know how the rule reads. It's got to be inside the outer edge.
That's right.
Of the upright.
There's the other view. And
you can see it's out right there.
Oh, man. But it's no good. So the 49ers take over from the 28th with Gore and Westbrook in the backfield. Ryan Westbrook hasn't played much. Movement on the right side. Anthony Davis,
another
right tackle.
Sorry, Sam. Another self-inflicted wound there.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So the 49ers get a break on the missed field goal try. It remains a 7-3 game.
I'm going to be curious to see how well they do with this up-tempo offense right here, because you go back to last week, there's no doubt in my mind when they had to make plays at the end with the no huddle. It's when Alex was clearly at his best.
They run for only 16 yards, passed for 98. Smith out of the shotgun. 1st and 15. Screen pass to Westbrook. Cuts it back. And he's up to the 28-yard line.
It's only the 3rd touch of the year for Westbrook. He had the Wildcat play on the Monday night game, and then he had the little out route, little smoke screen that was incomplete, and then that one, that's been it for the former Eagle.
Hurry up offense. Smith sends everybody out. Goes short to Westbrook, and he's brought down. Good tackle on the play by Brandon Flowers. Stay with us at halftime. We've got the Visa halftime report. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy in the studio give you the scores and highlights from around the league. And our Fox Sports ticker gives you all up to the second stats. Check out all your fantasy football players. Dominique Ziegler in as a 3rd wide receiver on 3rd and 9. Fans are loud. Everybody out. Smith pressure outside to Gore. And John McGraw gets there right away to make the tackle. The veteran safety, 9-year man, comes up to make the tackle, and the 49ers don't get anything done offensively.
Yeah, and not a good throw again there by Alex. I mean, you did not even give Frank Gore an opportunity to run after the catch because of where the ball placement was.
To 1:17.
The Chiefs use a timeout, their second, because they want to preserve time on the clock. They're getting the ball back and a chance to score. So not only did the 49ers not move the ball at all, they didn't take any time off the clock. But a good start to the season for the Chiefs. Tonight on Fox, Animation Domination is back with a killer 1-hour season premiere of Family Guy. It's the event that'll have you asking, who done it? And someone won't survive the night. The Family Guy 1-hour season premiere, part of Animation Domination, tonight at 9, 8 Central, right here on Fox. Javier Arenas is back deep. First two punts by Andy Lee been fair caught. This is a line drive. Arenas room to return. Swings it out, cuts upfield, and he is brought down as he crossed the 40 by Manny Lawson. Otherwise, goodbye, Javier Arenas.
That change of direction is wicked. It looked like Taylor Mays had him hemmed up from the outside. He sticks his cleat in the ground. Watch Mays as he's going to get up here. Watch Arenas as you'll see him go to the left. Now he'll see Taylor Mays contain, bang, hits it right up inside. Gets about an extra 8 or 9 yards.
47-yard punt, 18-yard return by Javier Arenas.
Looked like he rolled his left ankle right there as he was going down. Did get up a little bit gimpy.
From the 42. Chiefs with one timeout remaining. Jamal Charles in the backfield off the play fake. Cassel gets away from the rush. Rolling, looking, in trouble, and he's tripped up by Nate Clements. Good tackle by Nate Clements. Clock still running. The ball up to the 45-yard line. Arenas on the sideline getting that ankle checked out. No huddle for the Chiefs. Everybody out. Short to Jamal Charles. Inside the 40. Hit hard. What a hit by Patrick Willis. But Jamal Charles will first down at the 38-yard line.
What a play call there from Matt Hasselbeck, running everybody off deep and then kicking it down to his speed. Or Matt Cassel, excuse me. Did you see that? I mean, he ran everybody deep. 49ers had that deep shell and simply replaced the middle linebacker with the running back, Jamal Charles.
Game 17. Chiefs used their final timeout. There's 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, calling in his signals on a play that the Chiefs want to gain maybe at least about 7 yards. Get to the 30, make it a 48-yard try. Out of the shotgun. Everybody out, pressure. Dumps it off to Jamal Charles. Inside the 30. And he steps out of bounds down at the 20-yard line. Nifty little run after the catch by Jamal Charles.
And they're just taking advantage of what San Francisco's given them. San Francisco again with the deep shell coverage. Travis LeBoy comes with a good pressure, but everybody dropped off in coverage. Cassel just dumps it again to that speed. You love the way Kansas City, Charlie Weiss and Haley are hitting the perimeter with all their speed. Right now with the clock set, you've got to take a shot into the end zone.
13 seconds remaining. They have no timeouts. Are in field goal position, throwing, and it's incomplete. Excuse me, there's one timeout remaining. 7 seconds. 7 seconds remaining in the first half.
Sam, and when you're looking for timeouts, look right up here. You see see the little light there? They've got one left. San Francisco over here, they've got 2 left.
Thank you for that.
That's how you identify. It's a new little toy right there. I like it.
One more try for the Chiefs to put it in the end zone. Cassel goes outside, and out of bounds goes Moriarty inside the 15-yard line. So now the field goal kicking unit comes back on. Ryan Suckup missed from 38 just moments ago. Now he gets another try. This one will be about 32 yards out. Dustin Colquitt is the holder. As the first half comes to an end, and the Chiefs looking for a 7-point lead. From 32. And this one is through. So, the Chiefs, the defense did the job stopping San Francisco. They got the ball back, a couple of good plays. That speed working so well for the Chiefs.
They have doubled up San Francisco in yards. That defense has been awesome against San Francisco.
10-3, Chiefs leading at halftime. We'll be back in just a moment. We are back at the new Arrowhead in Kansas City. We are getting set for the second half. Top performers for the Chiefs: Dexter McCluster, Jamal Charles. Catching the ball, running the ball, they are so dangerous.
167 of the 250 total yards. Love the plan. We talked about it in the pregame. Get your speed in space. Hit the 49ers on the perimeter. They have done that.
Kyle Williams is back deep with Delaney Walker. Walker to the right of your screen. Ryan Suckup to kick it off. Line drive kick coming back to Williams at the 5. Trying to get outside, picked up a good block. Nice return by the rookie out of Arizona State. 30-yard return for Kyle Williams, making his NFL debut. As we pointed out, the speed of the Kansas City Chiefs, a big factor. They get the ball to Jamal Charles, they get it to Dexter McCluster, and those guys make things happen.
Yeah, and that's obvious. I mean, those things are obvious when you talk about the 167 total yards. I'm just as impressed with the defense. 120 total yards for that San Francisco offense. They have slammed the door shut on the Frank Gore run game.
Frank Gore has really struggled for yardage. 8 carries, 16. Smith in trouble, and he's sacked. Tamba Hale, the leading sack man last season, comes up with a sack.
And he's on Joe Staley's from a stand-up, and then watch him go. Problem is, it's a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. That ball's got to come out. The ball doesn't come out on time. Alex tries to escape to the right, and Tamba Hale just keeps that motor running and tracks him down.
Ali had half the sack coming into today's game. Ball back to the 30-yard line. Smith puts it up for Vernon Davis, off his hands, incomplete. And we'll check in with Chris Myers and get his halftime update. Chris.
Sam, Todd Haley said that because of the 49ers defensive coverage, that's what dictated how they use Dexter McCluster. So whether you see him or not, a lot of the second half, it'll depend on how they cover him. Javier Arenas apparently is okay with that ankle. Mike Singletary, it was fiery at halftime in the locker room for the Niners. He said we need to take control of the football and a football game, and that means running the football. It's a game we can win. Our defense is winning it for us, but they're trailing on the scoreboard, Sam.
Thanks, Chris. 6 defensive backs in on 3rd and long. Smith throws, diving catch by Ziegler. Dominique Ziegler with a great grab at the 49-yard line. It's a first down. He picked up 19 on the play.
Wow. Remember we talked earlier about you need to put it on running backs right in the right spot. You don't need to do it with receivers because they can go get it out of frame. Perfect example of Ziegler laying out and getting a football out of frame.
That was a big play for the 49ers. It's Frank Gore pushing his way forward for maybe 3 yards. Flag comes in. There's some extracurricular activity going on there. And the officials came in a hurry.
Anthony Davis and Sean Smith going at it again.
That started on the first play of the game. Niners is still looking for that offensive line to come together, and it'll take some time. You've got the youngsters on the offensive line still learning. what this is all about.
Play was over. Dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 76. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Second down.
And there you go, rookie mistake. Anthony Davis, just 20 years old, playing in the NFL, and takes a 15-yard personal foul penalty that hurts his team. Ball back to the 37-yard line.
Sean Smith out of the game too. Todd Haley, after Romeo Crennel just pulled him out, Todd Haley's giving it to him on the sideline.
It's a second down. The 49ers have to get to the Chiefs' 39-yard line for a first down. They went straight ahead. Frank Gore once again bottled up, short pickup.
And here's Anthony Davis right there, 2 plays before with the big penalty. So they get a double right there on Sean Smith. Keeps driving, keeps driving, keeps driving, keeps driving, and then there's the punch to the rib. As he takes a shot at the ribs or the kidney of Sean Smith. 100% unacceptable.
3rd and 20.
You got eyes on you every single play with the mechanics of the referees. Can't do it.
Smith steps up, running, throwing short, and the ball's dropped by Michael Crabtree, covered by Travis Daniels.
I tell you, I am surprised when you talk about Vernon Davis, Delaney Walker, and that firepower in between the numbers with 2 rookie safeties on the field for Kansas City, that they have not attacked that area of the field offensively. You can say all you want, Mike Singletary, coach, about running the ball. Drive the ball down the field with the passing game at those rookie defensive backs.
4th punt of the game for Andy Lee. It's a good high kick. McCluster steps away. It bounces on the goal line and is a touchback. 58-yard punt. It nets 38 on the touchback.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By OnStar, safely connecting you in ways you never thought possible. Live on. By Budweiser. Grab some buds and be a part of the Budweiser National Happy Hour on September 29th. And by Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
Part of this tremendous renovation of Arrowhead Stadium includes the Hall of Honor. It's just a beautiful setup downstairs in the concourse, honoring the great tradition and history of the Kansas City Chiefs. Jamal Charles on first down. It's about a yard on the play, maybe 2. Already worked his way up to the 25-yard line. So the 49ers, they've got to find a way to get the ball back. They need some more takeaways. They had 1 in the first half.
Well, they got
to get it back.
Well, they got to figure out too, Sam. I agree with that, but also got to figure out how to hammer that perimeter run game, which is, picked up some big chunks in the first half. And then I think Greg Minuski needs to think about getting out of that 4 deep shell coverage, because they're running guys off deep and then sending McCluster and Charles out on the flare routes.
3 wide receivers. They hand it off to Charles. He's forced wide. And another good tackle by Nate Clements. Good tackles on the outside by the cornerbacks of the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers offensively have struggled in this game. Just 16 yards rushing, and all the carries have been by Frank Gore. No one else has run the ball.
How about this? 4 first downs to 13. Yeah, you got to wonder if maybe Anthony Dixon or Brian Westbrook, just a little change of pace in terms of the running game, get a little something going.
There's 3rd and 6. Everybody out, and they stop the play. False start against the Chiefs.
False start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Chris Chambers called for the false start. Blakeman, by the way, is our referee today. Clements, leading tackler for the 49ers.
Surprise Patrick Willis. We haven't seen Patrick really show up and make a big play either in the passing game or the run game today. He is their best player on defense. Kansas City's had a pretty good plan to limit his impact so far.
Everybody out. Blitz from the outside by Clements. And it's thrown away by Matt Cassel. So the Chiefs will be forced to punt. That's a good defensive series for the 49ers. They need that. They're down by 7. It's a one-score game, but they haven't been able to get anything going offensively. They're looking for a lift from the defense here. For Todd Haley, his team has played well. They should only come up with 10 points in the game. Third punt for Dustin Colquitt. Kyle Williams back to receive. Good kick. Williams backs up. He's got room to return. He drops the ball, picks it up on the bounce. And he's brought down as he crosses the 30-yard line. Oh, ball security. Mike Singletary. There's a flag back at the 30-yard line of the Chiefs.
During the kick, holding on the return team, number 23. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced on the end of the kick. First down.
Another penalty. Kurt Schottenheimer looking at his special teams unit. The rookie Taylor Mays with a hold. And that costs the 49ers yardage. Mike Solari, offensive line coach, looking for some good blocking up front to get the running game going. 49ers have rushed for only 24 yards in the game. That penalty set them back to the 12-yard line. Frank Gore. But again, it's only been a couple of yards at a time. Gore fighting for an extra yard up to the 15-yard line. He picked up 3.
And, you know, there's no magic formula. Coach Solari's looking over there going, oh, we could do this, we could do that. But you can call up anything. If you're not getting movement at the point of attack and moving that defensive line off the ball, you're not going to pick up yards. The creases won't be in there. And here's a good example of it. Ron Edwards on David Boss. I mean, eats that double team. They get 0 movement on him. And there's, I mean, they just build a wall, and then the linebackers come up and clean it up and finish it off. This O-line physically is getting whipped at the line of scrimmage.
Moran Norris, the fullback, shifts back into the backfield. Off the plate fake, Alex Smith in trouble. Hit as he throws, it's incomplete. 2 men got to him. Glenn Dorsey and Tamba Hali. Big time pressure that time by the Chiefs defense. They've done a good job.
Here it is. You're going to see Dorsey right there coming from the left side, or the right side, excuse me. Tamba Hali, who usually plays on the right, came over from the left. Alex was lucky to get that ball out. I'll tell you, this defensive line, this front 7, Romeo Crennel has got him charged up and playing really good football.
3rd and 7, 3 wide receivers in. Dominique Ziegler, the 3rd wideout. The blitz coming. Smith, nobody open, dumps it off through the hands of Frank Gore. Mike Vrabel was chasing Alex Smith. He was in trouble and he got rid of it. Another incomplete pass, and the 49ers offensively stymied by Romeo Crennel's defense.
Now they've hurt themselves again today. We've talked about the self-inflicted wounds with the penalties, but those two, and that wasn't a great throw from Alex, but certainly one right up near the crown of the helmet. Frank Gore should have caught it, and if he would, probably would have ended up with a first down.
Dexter McCluster is back at his own 33. As Andy Lee's punt is held up by the wind, McCluster takes it on the run into 49ers territory. Andy Lawson took him down, but McCluster able to return to the 45-yard line. The Chiefs with a 10-3 lead and great field position.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Every model is backed by a 100,000-mile, 5-year powertrain limited warranty.
Next weekend on FSN, it's a college football Saturday doubleheader. First, a Big 12 battle as Kansas goes head-to-head with Baylor. Then Aaron Murray leads Georgia into Colorado, an SEC Big 12 matchup. College football Saturday next weekend on FSN. Matt Cassel slips away from one man and then throws it away. And again out of the pocket, so no intentional grounding. But good pressure that time. Isaac Sopoaga got a piece of Matt Cassel. Cassel 11 for 21, now 11 for 22, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jamal Charles's run for 51 yards, and Dexter McCluster with 69 yards receiving. McCluster had that last punt return with Javier Arenas on the sideline, nursing a twisted ankle. Here is the handoff to McCluster, double reverse, and flea flicker. Cassel throwing downfield, touchdown! Dwayne Bowe! How about that razzle-dazzle for you? 45-yard touchdown from Cassel to Bowe.
Yeah, here's Deshaun Goldson. He's looking in the backfield. They're going to threaten all this stuff to the perimeter, and then watch Bowe just run right by him. And they are running so good on the perimeter in the first half. They sell that little play fake to the perimeter. The flea flicker, Bowe right down the middle of the field, down the seam. Goldson bid on it. Wow.
Suck up for the extra point. It's through. And the Chiefs now have a 17-3 lead. They took advantage of good field position, the threat of McCluster to score. Longest pass play of the season for Matt Cassel. Man, was he jumping about that. The razzle-dazzle.
They are just giving it to San Francisco. They have got them so off balance with how they're calling their plays and threatening the perimeter, getting to the perimeter. San Francisco had changed their coverage there. They were in 3 deep with 1 deep safety. Last thing you got to do, be the deepest of the deep. If you're Goldson, he bit the play action fake.
Suckup kicks it off into the end zone and through for a touchback. Right now, everything going Kansas City's way. And we go downstairs to Chris Myers along the sideline. Chris.
Well, Sam, Matt Cassel, of course, he benefited from the surrounding talent in New England before coming to Kansas City with Wes Welker and Randy Moss. But he said he still stays in contact with Tom Brady. Learned a couple of things from Brady. They talk on a regular weekly basis, certainly how to stay upbeat and positive and leadership. One thing Brady pointed out to him is you have different players on your offense. You need to treat them differently to get the best response. And that last play, obviously, was a different play, but Matt Cassel got the positive response.
Thanks, Chris. Now let's see what Alex Smith and the 49ers can do to come back. Short drop outside and Nate by him, the tight end. Gets up across the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Let's check out what's happening with Matt Cassel's former team, the Patriots. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, they're involved in a wild one hosting Buffalo. This is Tom Brady. Only the second catch for Randy Moss today, but both of them are touchdowns. This one for 35 yards. Buffalo's C.J. Spiller took the ensuing kickoff 95 for a touchdown. It's 24-23 in the third quarter. Sam and Tim.
Wow. Thanks, Kurt. Patriots have had a good start. Buffalo struggling. Here's Frank Gore for a first down. That's a good run. Up to the 35-yard line.
Here's the deal with Frank Gore, and it hasn't been good in the first half, but Kansas City knows it, and anybody that's lined up and played against Frank knows it. You can shut him down, you can shut him down, you can shut him down, and before you know it, he'll hide and pop a big one on you. He gets behind that big offensive line in the power game, and you think you got him stopped, and then the next thing you know, you'll see Frank squirting out, and he'll take it to the house.
Got 2 tight ends in, Vernon Davis and Delaney Walker. 2 wide receivers. Frank Gore in the backfield. 49ers have got to get that offense going. Short drop, pressure from the outside. Smith gets rid of it. That time there was nobody in the neighborhood, but there's no flag. Let's see if there will be a flag. Big time pressure from Tamba Ali. The officials are talking it over.
Well, there was a bust in protection right here.
There was nobody there.
Intentional grounding. Number 7 of the offense. A 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. Second down.
So, loss of down.
And again,
10-yard loss.
Lack of execution, lack of details. You had a busted in the protection, the bust up front with Anthony Davis, who stepped down inside. Clearly with Shiloh Rachel, which gave the edge to Tamba Ali. And then I think Alex didn't trust himself. I mean, he looked like he was able to break away from that and could have used his legs to get outside. Instead, he unloaded it. And now they're backed up again and they lose the down.
Back to the 25. It's 2nd and 20. Again, 2 tight ends. Now Gore splits out. It's an empty backfield. Smith with time, throws complete to Delaney Walker. It's 5 yards up to the 30-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and long.
And the third 15 and the 3rd longs have been brutal for San Francisco today. They've been brutal all year. Your playbook is absolutely slammed shut when you're talking about 3rd and 10 plus.
Demario Williams in at linebacker. John McGraw and Travis Daniels come into the secondary for the Chiefs. 6 defensive backs. Movement on the line. Flags fly. Smith being chased by Gilberry. Takes it up the sideline, out of bounds at the 35-yard line, but I think this flag is going to go against the Chiefs.
It depends on if it was a neutral zone infraction that got Upati, the left guard, to jump. That will be the deal.
Offsides. Defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It was Demario Williams that jumped across too soon. Coming on the blitz. So the 49ers had a free play to get the ball again. 3rd and 10 now at the 35. 3 wide receivers in. Hit and sacked. Tamba Hali, his 2nd sack of the game. The frustration continues for Mike Singletary.
Absolutely incredible. 3-man rush, and Tamba Hali is going to run the edge on Anthony Davis. You see that? I mean, no chance. No chance. He just turned the corner on him, dipped. Frank Gore leaked out on a route. 3-man rush, and they end up with a sack.
High punt. Dexter McCluster waits for a fair catch. The wind taking it away from him. He stayed with it. There is a flag down.
It almost looked like Anthony Davis thought Gore was going to help him to the outside when you look at where his set point was, which gave Tamba Hali the edge. Frank leaked up inside of the offensive tackle and ended up being an easy sack.
Okay. Ineligible man downfield. Kicking team number 55. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st down, Kansas City.
Against the 49ers. Chiefs get another 5 yards. Offensive line has struggled in this game for the 49ers. Back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, the Chiefs with a 17-3 lead. Start from the 39-yard line. Castile, the fullback, shifts. Thomas Jones carries behind Castile. He bounces it outside. Goldson takes him down, but a gain of 4 on the play up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, very good block there by Leonard Pope on Ahmad Brooks right here. Watch, he's going to seal the edge. Thomas sees it and is able to get the outside. You got to keep your outside arm free if you're Ahmad Brooks right there. You got to do your job, and that's what happens, I think, when you start reeling and you start pressing, is you start thinking, you know what, I don't trust the guy next to me. I got to go make a play. You saw it right there. He leaked inside, gave up the outside leverage, and Thomas Jones busted it.
McCluster splits out, now comes in motion. Jones trying to get outside. Castile with a good block. Jones is pulled down by Takeo Spikes, but he's up close to the 1st down line. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down. Good hard run by Thomas Jones. 11 carries, 45 yards. Jamal Charles, 7 carries, 51 yards.
It's got to be demoralizing, I think, for the 49ers defense. I mean, they pride themselves on being special in that front 7 and dominating the line of scrimmage. And year in and year out, I think you go back since Mike Singletary has taken over as head coach. This has been the best run defense in all of pro football.
That was one of the things that they very much improved. But right now, when you look at the 49ers, it's the failures offensively, Tim, to control the football, to get many sustained drives. First down as they stretch the chains.
No, a lot of their issues again, Sam, have been from the neck up. Self-inflicted wounds, which really has not allowed their talent to show up. And they are a very, very talented football team from top to bottom.
Well, the expectations are high, but they are now in danger of starting this season 0-3. And if you start 0-3, your chances of making the playoffs have not been good in recent years. McCluster is out to the right side. Thomas Jones, the running back, and 2 tight ends in. Oyaki, one of them moving. Here's Thomas Jones. Block from Brian Waters. And picks up 4 on the play.
And here are some of these issues from the neck up. They've gotten in their own way. You see Alex Smith right here. Man coverage. He sees it. He runs. He makes a big play with his legs. Hold on Shiloh Rochelle. It comes back. Now you got Anthony Davis who gets a penalty. Now you get another penalty with the personal foul. That drives him back. Then you get the drops. Frank Gore, a chance to get a first down there. And I just think when you think about the issues and think about this team and all the talent, you can go to the first 3 weeks of the season and again, their problems have been from the neck up and just having issues and not being sharp, Sam, on the details.
An injury on the field. It's Michael Lewis, the safety. Singletary checking him out.
You can also text.
Tonight on Fox, it's the season premiere of The Simpsons, and you won't believe who's coming to Springfield. It's the stars of Glee. Get ready for some singing and dancing on the most gleeful Simpsons season premiere ever. Watch it tonight on the only place for all new episodes, right here on Fox. Michael Lewis to the sideline, replaced by Reggie Smith. And on the toss, Jamal Charles gets down to the 45-yard line.
He was tackled by Ricky G. Francois.
Kansas City Chiefs have won only 10 games over the last 3 seasons coming into this one. And now they've gotten off to a good start. They feel their confidence growing. They've got some weapons offensively, special teams.
I like the big picture plan. I really do. I think Scott Pioli and what they've done via the draft with the young guys and then bringing in the coordinators and Romeo Crennel and Charlie Weiss understand the plan, and it looks like the plan is early here coming to fruition.
It's 3rd and 4. Blitz coming. Cassel out of the backfield. Jamal Charles holds on to it inside the 25 and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. He juggled, but he held on.
Well, he was wide open because Navarro Bowman, 53, gets caught up by the slant route. I believe that was Dwayne Bowe. They had deep coverage with the secondary, which means Navarro Bowman's got to get out to the flat. Number 53, he just got walled off by Dwayne Bowe. And Charles is wide open out there on the outside flat route. And Bowman's playing a lot today and played a lot on Monday night in for Takeo Spikes with a knee injury.
That was the 5th play where they picked up 20 or more yards. Thomas Jones, good blocking up front. And the run down to the 16-yard line.
He was tackled by Deshaun Goldson.
Mixing it up offensively.
Gain of 6 yards on the play.
I am so amazed at the improvements this team has made from top to bottom. And you look at the O-line, they've got a backup in there, Barry Richardson, playing right tackle. Billy Muir has got these guys coached up out of their minds.
Richardson is playing very, very well with Ryan O'Callahan out. John Asamoah, number 73, is eligible on the left side. That's a guard playing as a tight end. They stopped the play, false start against the Chiefs.
False start. Offense, number 81. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's Tony Moyaki, the tight end. 3rd-round draft pick out of Iowa. They did a good job drafting this year.
Oh, they did a great job. And that guy had much better talent than the 3rd round suggested. Moyaki out of Iowa, but he had a lot of injuries in college. And then he got here and he had an ankle injury in training camp. So I'm surprised at really the chemistry between he and and Matt Cassel early in the season without a lot of preseason work together.
Jamal Charles for an opening. Fights his way inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Chiefs with a 17-3 lead and threatening to score again.
And they have set up the inside run with the outside run. And I think a masterful plan from Todd Haley and Charlie Weiss, and getting the speed to the perimeter and getting those big defensive linemen, those 3 down guys for San Francisco, running to the ball. Get their tongues hanging out, get them gassed. And that certainly is going to open up the inside run game. We've seen it here in the second half.
They've rotated Jones and Charles very well. Charles in the backfield on 3rd and 5. Cassel gets time, throws to the end zone. Oh, what a grab! What a grab by Moeaki for a touchdown! The Kansas City Chiefs are doing everything right.
I can't believe that catch. I mean, they went right after Navarro Bowman, the rookie 3rd-round pick. Cassel let it go. The ball looked a little bit high, and a brilliant catch by Moeaki.
His 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Extra point by Ryan Suckup is good. The Kansas City Chiefs with a 24-3 lead. Look at this play by the rookie.
And here he is right down the seam. There's Bowman, who's got to cover him. No pressure, tired defensive line. Now look at the catch. Up with one hand, he's going to rip it in. He's going to grab it, hip down, right in bounds, maintains control all the way through the process of the catch. Are you kidding me?
Tony Gonzalez would be proud.
He would absolutely be proud. And then to corral it, pull it in, and hold on to it all the way through the process for a rookie, that is so impressive. Man, holy cow. That's that chemistry I was talking about. They've got it, and this guy wasn't even a huge part of the training camp. It's like he's going to be a special player. Great draft pick by Pioli.
And you think of the passes that Matt Cassel has thrown, and Matt Cassel, people still questioning, is he the guy? Is he the quarterback of the future, the guy to take the Chiefs where they want to go? When you see him making plays like that, throwing passes like that, it's got to give him a lot of confidence.
He's got 3 touchdowns in the game today. He's well over 200 yards, right at about 250. And he's managed the game, Sam. He had the 1 interception on the tip ball that Shante Spencer got, but otherwise, he's been terrific.
Tony Suckup with a line drive kick, and that is going to go out of bounds, and that's a mistake on the part of the Chiefs, as the 49ers will get the ball at the 40-yard line. More great NFL action coming your way next week. It all begins with the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1 pregame show at 9 Eastern, 9 Pacific. Big games. 49ers go to Atlanta. Lions go to Green Bay. Doubleheader game, Washington at Philadelphia. That's Donovan McNabb returning with the Redskins to Philadelphia against Michael Vick. How about that one? Whoa. We'll be watching. We will be in San Diego next week as Arizona visits San Diego.
Look at that ball distribution.
All right, what if the 49ers, what can the 49ers do here, Tim, to change the momentum?
Attack the middle of the field with your tight ends and go to some hurry up.
They go to Gore out of the backfield. That gets them 8 yards. Good pickup on 1st down. Starting with good field position because of the kickoff out of bounds.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3.
They give Frank Gore 7 at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, they got to press the issue here in terms of the play clock. Get the play called, get to the line of scrimmage, preserve yourself some time here down 21.
Morandora shifts, Gore carries, and fights his way for a 1st down across midfield. What are the New Orleans Saints and Atlanta Falcons doing, Kurt Menefee?
They're going back and forth, Sam, and this time it's the Saints going on top. Drew Brees hooking up with Lance Moore for a 16-yard touchdown. Moore, 187 total yards and 2 scores. Saints need them all. It's 21-17 heading into the 4th quarter. Sam and Tim.
That's a good matchup. New Orleans at 2-0. Tampa Bay trailing Pittsburgh. Atlanta at 1-1. First down, just across midfield. Gore, not much there. He squirts his way through and gets 5 yards. Boy, that didn't look like there was any kind of a hole. And a nice move by the shifty Frank Gore to get 5 yards. We are coming down to the end of the third quarter. A third quarter that belonged to the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 touchdowns added to their total, and they now have a 24-3 lead heading for the fourth quarter. Back at the new Arrowhead in Kansas City, Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. We start the fourth quarter. 49ers trailing 24-3. Frank Gore carrying straight ahead. Bring up a third down play. Let's get check in with Chris Myers out in the sunshine now. Chris.
Sam, behind the 49er bench, it was Alex Smith head shaking the previous series when they came off, as if to wonder about the running calls, and also saying at one point what happened. His quarterback coach Mike Johnson told him to hang in there. This was after Mike Singletary gave rookie tackle Anthony Davis an earful and told his offensive line, pleading with him earlier, to tough it up. So no panic, but there is concern and frustration on the 49ers sideline.
There's 3rd and 3. Pressure from the outside. Tamba Hali chasing Alex Smith, and he's forced out of bounds. Again, Tamba Hali didn't get to him. He already has 2 sacks in the game, but he forced Alex Smith to run for his life.
And very good in terms of what Romeo Crennel is doing with Tamba Hali. He's moving him around. He's putting him on the right side. He's putting him on the left side. That time he came from the right side. Just came around the corner, went around Joe Staley, forced Alex to run it out of bounds. Now we got a 4th down.
And the 49ers will go for it, trailing by 3 touchdowns. 6 defensive backs in for the Chiefs.
This is almost a must-make.
4th and 3. Smith, pressure, gets it out to Gore. He's got the first down. Stays in bounds and gets down to the 29-yard line. Good play by Frank Gore. And good touch on that pass by Alex Smith. Hey, how's a pretty good running back here in Kansas City, Priest Holmes.
He was a great running back here in Kansas City.
He put up some great numbers.
You know who was coaching that O-line when he was making all those runs?
Who was that?
Coach Solari on the other sidelines with San Francisco today.
Spent 11 years here, including a couple as offensive coordinator. Vernon Davis is in the slot. Everybody out. Alex Smith winds up and throws it deep. And it batted away by Brandon Flowers. He had Josh Morgan well covered on the play. Well, that Flowers is impressive. He's only a 3rd-year quarterback, but he really does a nice job out there.
2nd-round pick, and has really started since day one. That is classic corner play right there. He wasn't in great position, but as he read the eyes of Josh Morgan, he saw Josh look to the ball and get his hands up. Immediately his cue to turn and find the ball, and got himself a pass breakup.
Chiefs have got some good young players in the secondary. Kendrick Lewis, a 5th-round draft pick out of Mississippi, starting today, has done a nice job at safety.
And I think,
of course, they've got Eric Perry, their 1st-round draft pick.
That's right. And I think what Romeo Crennel has done, Sam, is he's really simplified it. You see the youth and the speed and the talent showing up.
Eric Perry, excuse me. Screen pass set up. It's off the hands. That didn't get going at all. Gore was covered. And as he turned around, the pass went off his fingertips.
Yeah, there's just no rhythm, not even in that screenplay. I mean, Alex let that ball go, and they looked like they had a nice setup out there with the screen. And Frank had stumbled a little bit, and then as he turned, the ball hit him, was on him before he had a chance to really react to it.
6 defensive backs in, Demario Williams at linebacker. On 3rd and 10. Swings it out to Gore. Right there is Derek Johnson. Gore slipped. Johnson and McGraw able to take him down. That'll bring up another 4th down for the 49ers, who will go for it once again.
clearly Romeo's got his guys dropping deep into the shell coverage, not going to give up any deep, easy ones to Vernon Davis or Crabtree. Alex is just taking what they're giving him, throwing it underneath. The Chiefs, up 21, will give that to him all day long and then rally up and make the tackle.
Have to get to the 19 for a first down. Blitz coming. Smith rolls. Looking, throwing, too far for Dominic Ziegler. The Chiefs hold on fourth down. Mike Vrabel with big pressure on Alex Smith, and the pass was overthrown.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Farmers Insurance. We are insurance, we are farmers. By Coke Zero, taste what's possible. And by DirecTV. Get the best quality picture and sound for your flat screen with DirecTV.
You know, we've talked a lot about the youngsters on the Chiefs, but you mix in veteran players like this. Casey Wegman, offensive line. Linebacker Mike Vrabel. Thomas Jones, running back. Ryan Lilja, offensive line. They really do a great job in helping lead this team. Chiefs start from the 27-yard line. Last two possessions have resulted in touchdowns. Jamal Charles swinging outside. Good quick moves. He stays in bounds, and he's out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 20-yard run for Jamal Charles. And the sixth play of 20 yards or more for the Chiefs.
Watch these guys finish. Watch Cassel. He's going to seal up on 52, Patrick Willis right here, the best player on their defense, and just watch him stay with him. I mean, he's just going to stay with Patrick. The running back is able to be patient enough to read the block. I am so impressed with the fullback and tight end blocking today out on the edge for Kansas City.
Thomas Jones in the backfield now. Jamal Charles, 10 carries, 77 yards, averaging 7.7 per carry. Here's Thomas Jones up to midfield. And for the buddy, oh, we've got an update. Atlanta at New Orleans. Let's go back to Kurt Menefee.
Back and forth they continue. This time it's the Falcons going on top. Matt Ryan hooking up with Roddy White. 22-yard score, and the Falcons lead in New Orleans right now, 24-21, just under 9.5 to go in regulation. Sam and Tim.
That's a great ball game. Thanks, Kurt. That has gone back and forth. Jamal Charles back in for the Chiefs. Off the play fake. Cassel goes short to Tim Castile, the fullback, but a good play. Closing quickly was Travis LeBoy to take him down short of the line of scrimmage. And was it Wes Welker who said he wasn't taking his buddy in the fantasy pool today? Well, his buddy, Matt Cassel, 14 for 25 with 3 touchdown passes, is having a big day.
Yeah, he's been on his game, and the way they've executed the game plan has been terrific. And I think, again, you talked about the leadership and those guys that have been infused on this football team. Every one of the guys we showed in that graphic has had a big impact on the football game today. The plan by Pioli is obvious, and it's paying off.
Number 67, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's on Barry Richardson, the right tackle. Third-year man out of Clemson has done a good job filling in for the injured Ryan O'Callahan.
And there's those leaders right there that, I mean, Mike Vrabel, the guy's always talking ball, always talking football, and he plays some scout team. And you know what I think, and he was already here when Romeo Crennel came in this year, but remember when Romeo was in Cleveland and he brought Willie McGinnis in?
Yes.
A guy that totally understands the defense, can sell the scheme to the rest of the guys. Vrabel's been a big part of that.
2 tight ends in, have to get to the 43 of San Francisco for first down. Cassel pressured by Justin Smith, got it off. And Tony Moeaki, the tight end, takes it up to the 49-yard line, but it's short of a first down. And the Chiefs will be forced to punt, but they took time off the clock. And they've got the big 3-touchdown lead. 49ers digging a hole for themselves. They are looking at a possible 0-3 start to the season.
And what the expectations were, you know, I live out in the Bay Area. The expectations for these guys through the roof. Now, listen, if they lose today and go 0-3, we know what the chances are of making the playoffs. But in that division, they'll still have big opportunities.
Colquitt with a high punt held up by the wind. Takes a bounce for Kansas City, and they down it at around the 13-yard line. The founder of the Chiefs, Lamar Hunt. The statue beautiful outside of Arrowhead. He would have loved this game. Tonight on Fox, Animation Domination is back with a night of season premieres and the stars of Glee on The Simpsons, Kanye West on The Cleveland Show, and a killer one-hour Family Guy. It all starts at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox. 49ers go empty backfield from the 12-yard line. Alex Smith, flag on the play outside of Frank Gore. And Gore fighting for a couple of yards. Gets up to the 18-yard line. We'll check out the flag. 49ers offensively have just been stagnant all day. 6 punts, 1 interception, turned over on downs 1 time.
Defense number 72. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Penalty on Glenn Dorsey of Kansas City.
Some of the coaching decisions today by the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, this one where it was 4th and short, they came out, caught the 49ers with their punt return team on the field and forced them to call a timeout. Then they come with the onside kick. They didn't get it, but it was still a masterful call, and then the flea flicker against a desperate defense. Call, you know, very clever call and well executed. Caution to the wind for the Chiefs today in some of their calls.
On 1st and 5, Alex Smith rushed and hit. Buried on the play by Ron Edwards, the 4th sack of the game for Kansas City.
This is called a 340-pound surge right here, number 95, 10-year pro for the big fella. I mean, he just got those hands down. We always talk about getting to an edge. What Edwards was able to do there was get David Boss's hands down and get to an edge, but the thing that you like was, as big as he is, carrying all that weight, he was able to roll his hips past David Boss and accelerate to the quarterback.
Loss of 9, 2nd and 14. Alex Smith throwing for Delaney Walker. It's batted away by that man again, Brandon Flowers. There was double coverage on Delaney Walker, and Flowers, the man up on the play, was able to bat the throw away. Boy, great defensive job by Romeo Crennel and the Kansas City Chiefs. They came into the game with only 2 sacks in the first 2 games. They have 4 today. They have pressured Alex Smith throughout the game, and they have shut down the 49ers run game. 49ers have rushed for 43 yards in the game.
I'm convinced this defense is for real.
Blitz coming. Smith steps up and throws, and it's batted away again. Derek Johnson, the middle linebacker, on the pass intended for Vernon Davis.
That has been a rare occasion as they've tried to attack the middle of the field. And that's where they're strongest, the 49ers, with their tight ends and their running game. That time, saw Derek Johnson just drop deep into what was a cover 2, which means he ends up being the deep 3rd player in the middle of the field on the tight end. Vernon broke it off. He was able to burst up on the ball and get a big bat down. Every phase they've been terrific.
7th punt for Andy Lee, gets it away. Good high kick. Dexter McCluster at the 41. And he spun down. That's good coverage. Taylor Mays, 1st-round draft pick of the 49ers, in to make the tackle.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL.
Back in Kansas City, the beautiful Hall of Honor inside the beautifully redone Arrowhead Stadium. Chiefs start from the 43. Thomas Jones cutting back, finding a lane, and a nice run of 5 yards up to the 47-yard line. Todd Haley, his team has looked good, and they're starting to make that home field work for them. They did it against San Diego. They've done it against a team that has struggled on the road in San Francisco.
Look, this crowd is crazy. You know that. They always have been. And if the Chiefs players give them payoff for all their hard work in the stands, it's going to start a frenzy. I'll tell you another thing, too, is this team's in great shape. You go back to last year and their conditioning. I bet you as a team it's been over 700 pounds in terms of the weight they've lost.
2nd and 6. Cassel, the fullback, shifts. Jones carries. And he's brought down on a good tackle after a 1-yard pickup. We go downstairs. The Sunshine Chris Myers.
Well, Sam, Tim showed that coach's tape moments ago, some of the decisions by Todd Haley, and he told me at the half it was by design, obviously, on going forward on 4th down, forcing San Francisco to use a timeout. Also, some of the other creative moves, the onside kick, even though it didn't work. He said, because of my experience when I was in Arizona and saw the talent level of the San Francisco defense, I knew we had to be creative. Even Dexter McCluster, who they used a lot in the first half, he said, doesn't mean we'll use him a lot in the second half, and so far he hasn't had to.
Thanks, Chris. Here's 3rd and 5. Jamal Charles broke a tackle, and he's trying to turn it into a big gainer, and they bring him down. Patrick Willis took him down, but some tremendous moves by Jamal Charles, and he gets 17 on 3rd down. They keep the drive going.
They have got no answer for the off-tackle run game. And watch Ahmad Brooks and then Michael Lewis, they both miss. Ahmad Brooks gets just washed down inside. Michael Lewis comes outside and misses. And then Jamal Charles in the open field, forget about it. And he makes another guy miss there, another one there. 3 guys missed and 2 broken tackles.
11 carries, 94 yards for Jamal Charles. 1st down at the 35. Thomas Jones, and he's got room. Cuts back at the 10, and he's brought down by Patrick Willis at the 8-yard line. What a 1-2 combination. Charles and Jones, Jones and Charles. That's a 27-yard run after the 17-yarder by Charles.
There it is. He's going to kick it here. Watch the blocks from the backside in the kick out. In particular, the right guard, Ryan Lilja. He gets the seal, then you get the kick out with Castile. Patrick Willis trying to run the alley because of all that traffic inside and because of the juice of Thomas Jones to get to the line of scrimmage. He couldn't get to him.
John Asamoah, a guard, is eligible on the left side. 1st and goal. Jamal Charles. A small opening. He gets down to the 5-yard line. 7 plays of 20 yards or more for the Kansas City Chiefs today.
And let's put that number into perspective. Coming into the game today, in 2 games they had 3 over 20, and Jamal Charles had 2 of them.
The Chiefs have now run for 190 yards in the game.
It's unbelievable. And San Francisco, they got to be demoralized.
We talked about the 49ers feeling that was the strength of their defense.
That is the strength of their defense. I told you, since Mike Singletary has taken over as head coach, this has been the #1 run defense in all of pro football.
Terrence Copper is in as wide receiver. Jones in the backfield. It's Jones inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. And in the meantime, the Chiefs are eating up time. Just 4 minutes remaining, 3-touchdown lead. Kansas City closing in on a 3-0 start for the first time since 2003 when Dick Vermeil was here.
Do me a favor, will you? Next time we do a game here, tell Thomas Jones to stay out of the weight room. My goodness, look at him. Said it's his body armor.
John
Asamoah gets in the weight room.
Sorry, Tim. John Asamoah is eligible on the left side. Number 73. Terrence Copper in motion. Here's Jones. There's a lane. He's in. Touchdown. First rushing touchdown of the season for Thomas Jones.
Watch this block by the 4-time Pro Bowler left guard Brian Waters. Look at this. Demetric Evans, no chance. That gives the crease to Thomas Jones, and when he gets to the line of scrimmage, Sam, without anybody contacting him, it's an easy 4 yards for him to punch it in.
He had 14 rushing touchdowns with the Jets last season. That's his first as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. Wyatt Succop's extra point is good. And the Chiefs are putting a big red bow on this one. They have blown it wide open. They lead the 49ers 31-3. 49ers haven't played well in this stadium. And today, huge disappointment. They have given up 448 yards in total offense, Tim.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you think back, they've lost. It's going to end up 8 of their last 9 on the road.
Ryan Suckup to kick it off. And next week, the 49ers have to travel all the way east to Atlanta. Kyle Williams on the return, brought down at the 23-yard line. Good game for Matt Cassel.
Very good game for Matt Cassel, and he's a ball pattern. He reminds me of John Elway just in terms of that throwing motion. You see it here. There is an uncanny resemblance. Pat throw right there. John Elway did it. Cassel does it. Now you look at right there. I mean, finding his rhythm. And today, one pat, gone, touchdown to Tony Moeaki. Now he's got a long way to go to ever get close to Elway in terms of when that ball leaves his hand. But I'm telling you, we were watching tape on him all week, and he pats it, and that release, it looks a lot like John, who, of course, all the Chiefs fans will remember here in the AFC West.
Boy. And not fondly. They won't remember him with fond memories. Alex Smith moving, looking for someone to come open. Nobody does. It's incomplete. Okay, you're the 49ers, 3:15 to go. You're not winning this game. What do you do here to regroup, to pull things together as a team?
You know, I think one thing, they got a lot of pride on that team, and we all know that. There's a lot of pride, there's a lot of character. I think you win in this league with character, not characters. So really, to me, it's about going back to Santa Clara, get back on the drawing board, and just working your tails off to get it right. The leadership, Patrick Willis, Justin Smith, all of these guys, Takeo Spikes, these veterans, have got to take this football team over.
Pressure on Alex Smith. There's Holly. He knocked the ball loose. Another sack for Tamba Holly, his third of the game. The 49ers recovered the fumble. Anthony Davis got it.
And he just ran right by Anthony Davis, gets his hands down. Watch him hit the edge. He'll get the hands down. Wow, right there. Turns the corner, and that's what you can't coach, the ability to finish. They have moved Tamba Holly all over the place today. Typically, he's over on the right side. We've seen him get a couple of sacks from the left side. Awesome plan from Romeo Crennel to get their best pass rusher matched up on the rookie pass protector in Anthony Davis.
5 sacks in the game for the Chiefs, 3 by Tamba Holly. On third down, Smith gets time, throwing for Ziegler. It's incomplete. He's out of bounds. The 49ers have had 11 offensive possessions in the game. This is going to be the 8th punt of the game. They've had 1 interception. They turned it over on downs one time, and all they managed is 3 points, a field goal by Joe Nendy, and the deepest penetration of the game has been to the Kansas City 29.
And they have not got the ball to their playmakers. Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree in the second half of this game, Sam, goose egg. 0 receptions for either one of them.
Great defensive work by the Chiefs. We've raved about their offense, but the defensive game has been equally as good. Dexter McCluster with Arenas injured. He breaks free. Can he beat the safety? Good job by Andy Lee. He gave up his body to stop a touchdown as he took McCluster out of bounds, but another great return by the Chiefs. This one by Dexter McCluster, a 40-yard return. Wow. I know we're raving football. Let's talk some postseason baseball. The National League races are coming down the wire. The teams will be heading for postseason play. And we've got the NLCS on Fox beginning October the 16th. And that's followed by the World Series. The best of baseball is on Fox. NLCS October 16th. World Series follows.
Not a better time of the year with the World Series and football in the month of October on Fox.
When you're leading 31-3, you can put your third running back in the game. Jackie Battle, third-year man out of Houston, is in. And John Asamoah is eligible as a tight end. And they hand it to Battle.
Remember in the open, we talked about this team being 2-0 and winning ugly. And I said they won't apologize for it, nor should they. Well, today it hasn't been ugly. Today it's been beautiful in terms of all phases of the game. We've seen special teams make plays. Saw one there on the return. They got the speed on the field with McCluster and Jamal Charles. Thomas Jones got his lather up and got into his groove. It's all good stuff for the Kansas City Chiefs in every phase.
They are 2 minutes away from going 3-0.
With video, new at NFL.com.
So what do these starts mean? Since 1990, teams starting 3-0, 75% of them have made the playoffs. Teams starting 0-3, only 3% have made the playoffs. 3 of 103 teams since 1990 have made the playoffs starting 0-3. Asamoah is eligible on the left side. Jackie Battle. That gives Kansas City over 200 yards rushing in the game. Stay tuned. We've got the post-game show presented by AT&T. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They've got scores, highlights, interviews, Fox Sports ticker. It's all coming up as they wrap up our early coverage on Fox. A timeout called by San Francisco here. The producer of today's game is Mike Burks. Director is Greg Scopatoni. The associate director, Tom Yohe. Broadcast associate, Matt Saldana. The studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The associate director is Stephanie Medina. The highlights coordinator, Janice Casasa. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. Spotter in the booth, as always, Gary Lynn. And our statistician in the booth, Evan McGuire. Computer stats, Mark Sazda. And on the Fox box is Ty Yohe, whose bride is joined us in the booth to check out, make sure we work hard.
Ty, you outkicked your coverage, bro.
On third down, the toss to Battle. He cuts it back. He takes a hit from Abrea Franklin, and that'll bring up a fourth down.
Sam, is as good as the coaching decisions have been today for Kansas City and the execution, which I think has been brilliant. There's really no other way to slice it. San Francisco, and as much as it hurts me to say it because I know a lot of those guys, have been handled at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball today. Yes, the perimeter guys made plays, and McCluster and Charles and all that was good, but it was the offensive line up front for Kansas City and the defensive line up front for Kansas City that set the tempo in this game, and to me, the catalyst of why they are where they are right now.
Give us the mindset here of Mike Singletary, why he's calling the timeouts here at the end of the game. With obviously the game is not in doubt, but tell us what you think his mindset is here.
Sam, frankly, I don't have an answer for you, to be honest with you. I mean, they're down.
Does he want to accomplish
points.
Something offensively, getting his offense back on the field?
As ugly as it's been?
I don't know.
To the bus and get out of here.
All right.
I mean, I wish I had something for you. I wish I could make something up that sounds good, but I have nothing on that.
They run it on fourth down. Jackie Battle gets close to the first down line.
He was tackled by Patrick Willis.
NFL on Fox. Sunday doubleheader next week. It all begins with the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1 pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Big games. These 49ers go east all the way to Atlanta to meet the Falcons. The Lions will be at Green Bay, Seattle and St. Louis, Carolina at New Orleans. Doubleheader game. Donovan McNabb goes back to Philadelphia with the Redskins to meet Mike Vick and the Eagles. All on Fox. The Kansas City Chiefs have a bye week.
Yep.
So, boy, will they be feeling good about themselves at 3-0 going into the bye week.
Flying high into the bye week. Again, I don't think we can underestimate the job that Mike Clark has done, the position or the strength coach here.
Just short, so the ball will go over on downs to San Francisco.
And Todd Haley, and having his football team in great condition. I mentioned earlier in the show today, I mean, this team has lost over 700 pounds collectively as a team. You had 5 or 6 guys that have lost 35, 40 pounds. And this guy sells accountability now. And if you know his history and the Parcells tree and where he was and where he's been, and this isn't his offense. I think we can all see it. It was his offense last year. Charlie Weiss has come in. Looked like they had taken a couple of steps back in the first 2 games. Today they lit it up.
Big step forward today.
Yes.
Frank Gore is split out wide. And the 49ers will run their offense. The pass to Gore, and he's brought down by Brandon Carr at the 34-yard line. 49ers offensively with only 3 points in the game. Alex Smith 18 for 36, 167 yards, 1 interception. Gore 15 carries, 43 yards. Pressure from the outside by Demario Williams. Pass complete to Dominic Ziegler up at the 46-yard line. Mike Singletary, who felt his team was beating themselves today, they just got plain beat by the other team.
Yeah, they helped out a little bit with some of their errors, but they did. They got beat at the line of scrimmage today. They got beat in all phases. And again, there's a lot of character on that coaching staff in that locker room. They'll go back, they'll get introspective. I'd love to see them, though, just let their hair down and go have some fun.
Smith looking in trouble. Hit as he throws. That's happened several times. This time was Andy Studebaker.
And I think you would agree with me, the expectation of this team coming in, and we knew there was going to be challenges with the rookie offensive line, but the expectation of what that defense is, what Frank is, Vernon, Crabtree, all the weapons. Could Alex take the next step? I mean, there was some question marks, but the expectations were sky high. Everybody has picked San Francisco for the most part to win the NFC West. And Sam, I think they played tight and really almost afraid to make a mistake through the first 3 weeks of the season.
And yet the way they finished the game against New Orleans, despite that last second field goal to get beat, the way they came back to tie that game should have given them a big boost. Gore is brought down by Wallace Gilberry. And that's a loss of a couple on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down for the 49ers. And their long afternoon is winding down. It'll be a long flight home for Mike Singletary and his team as they try to find a way to regroup. Alex Smith throws outside to Michael Crabtree. He spun out of bounds. And the ball spotted at the 47. That was a 3rd down play. Excuse me. So now it's 4th down. And again next week, what a tough trip they have to take next week. They have to go to play an Atlanta team that is now in overtime in New Orleans, and they've got it all the way across the country. 49ers travel like no other team in the NFL.
And think about this, at Atlanta next week, we know what Matt Ryan and that team are at home. Very, very good. And then they've got the Philadelphia Eagles coming to Candlestick.
On 4th down, Gore turns it upfield. Big gainer for Frank Gore, trying to find the end zone, and he's brought down at the 13-yard line. And this game is over. And the Kansas City Chiefs, with Matt Cassel throwing 3 touchdown passes. Wait a second, the referee the players and coaches have come out on the field.
3 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, the referee,
3 seconds
there's
on the
still
game
3
clock.
seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, you saw the little light lit up there on the top of the screen in terms of the timeouts left. San Francisco had one, and as soon as Frank Gore went down, they did call the timeout.
So Mike Singletary is playing into the final second, trying to find something positive in this game. The ball is down at the Kansas City 13-yard line. They have kept the 49ers out of the end zone the entire day. This is the deepest penetration into Kansas City territory in the game by the 49ers. And barring a penalty, this will be the last play of the game. Alex Smith looking, nobody open. Now he throws, and the catch made by Josh Morgan for a touchdown. Morgan took a hit, but the 49ers score a touchdown as time runs out in the game.
And Morgan, right when he went down, clutched his left knee. And that's the risk you play of trying to find something positive to happen. And you just hope that on that last play, trying to find a little something to build on, that you didn't hurt one of your starting wide receivers.
If time permits, we're going to try and get you to New Orleans where Atlanta and New Orleans have gone to overtime, tied 24. That has been a tremendous game. Kurt Menefee has been updating us throughout the afternoon. That game has gone back and forth. Right now, Josh Morgan being checked out. The head coach, Mike Singletary, is there. The training staff, medical team there.
Clearly agitated. Look at Alex. Wow.
Day of total frustration for the 49ers.
I really thought, looking at this matchup, looking at the rookie safeties for Kansas City, that this would be a get-right game for Alex today. Didn't happen, and didn't have a lot of help either from his offensive line, from his running game. That Kansas City D was awesome.
The O-line is where it started. He didn't get much protection. He was sacked 5 times. Stay tuned for the AT&T post-game show. We'll be back in Kansas City, where the Chiefs have defeated the 49ers 31-10. The Chiefs are 3-0. The 49ers are 0-3.